Good evening. Hello, my name is Victoria Gonin. I'm the Executive Director of Alumni Relations. It is a privilege to welcome all of you to the EESN breakout room. It was great to see so many members of this community on the video roll call tonight. Thank you for participating. I also want to thank Sarah Simon for her extraordinary leadership and work over the past 10 years building the EESN alumni community and the hard work she and her team do with producing the monthly webinars. From constructive conversations about climate change to technology to agriculture and food sustainability, this community is doing impactful work that is appreciated by our alumni in the MIT Alumni Association. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our speakers, Sarah Simon and Rajesh Kasturirangan. Thank you.
Hello, folks. Welcome, brother and sister alumni. Welcome to the Sustainable Future session, sponsored by the Energy, Environment, and Sustainability Network, aka EESN. I'm Sarah Simon, class of 72, course 1. I have the honor of being the coordinator of EESN today. The network has connected me with a remarkable group of alums over the last 10 years. I found it so rewarding to be part of the global MIT community of talented, thoughtful, and creative alums. We take our expertise and interests with us as we go from Cambridge looking to create answers. We all go out and try to find answers for global and local challenges. I really love using my analytical and number skills to better understand and explore reality. Don't you? And don't you like to help others around you to get the point? Whenever we alums get together or work together, 1 and 1 is more than 2. When I was back at school learning to engineer the built environment, the conventional understanding was that the world was our playground and our lovely environment would continue as it was forever. Thank goodness back then even we were becoming aware of ways we were polluting the environment, and we now have a vision of a better and more sustainable world. Most of us alums check in now and again on the groundbreaking educational and research work going on at MIT. But we are actually working on a wider range of solutions, both existing and innovative, than this groundbreaking work. So tonight, I am delighted that we are presenting alumni efforts for sustainability and climate. So many alums I have met are interested in creating this sustainable world. And as a group, we are much bigger and can be much more powerful than MIT all on its own. But clearly, the 3,500 members on our mailing list are only a fraction of all the alums who are concerned about clean energy, healthy environment, or the way humans have affected the Earth's climate. Our purpose is to connect alumni, inform, and educate our community. We connect alums and support groups who want to take action together. Tonight, we're going to talk about some of the remarkable things alums in the network groups are doing. We present monthly webinars. They feature alums who are addressing many of the international UN's SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, if you've never heard of that term. The subgroup in the Club of Northern California has been running clean energy series for more than a decade and has been associated with EESN. We've been able to promote many of their events. Our ambassador group shares information about what's going on in their own clubs and professional communities. EESN's Alumni for Climate Action, MACA, works with students and faculty inside MIT to push our university to strengthen its climate plan and change the way it uses fossil fuels. It's also sent petitions to urge lawmakers to move forward on clean energy and climate. The Alumni for Climate Solutions group under the Action group offers workshops on limiting global warming. The workshops are with the En-ROAD simulation tool. Another project of theirs trains and connects alumni with their congressional representatives. Since we're too big a group tonight for an online discussion, we'll use 1-minute lightning polls to ask about what you are doing or interested in doing. You should also put things into the Q&A function for your questions or comments. And in these brief discussion periods we'll have in between the polls. We'll look at your questions, we'll look at the poll results, and we'll hear from a few selected alums about their projects. And first, I'm going to introduce one of our alums, Rajesh Kasturirangan, who led a very successful climate program, a project developed by alums. Rajesh?
Thank you very much, Sarah, and thank you, Victoria, and others at the Alumni Association. And it's a pleasure to be here with, looks like 48 people. Thank you again for coming to this breakout group. I want to very quickly go through the kind of things that alumni can do to change the world. And we really do need to change the world very, very fast because it's changing whether we like it or not. So what is to be done? And that's the question I want to address. It's a question that forms a book by a famous man who was a revolutionary, but perhaps not the kind we want to be. That was Lenin. So there are three things that I feel alumni can do. And the first is that alumni can connect with each other. That's what we're doing right now. And that's what I did a few years ago when I was part of a group called the MIT Alumni for Climate Action Leadership. And it formed a wonderful complement to what was then the fossil-free MIT student group's efforts to get MIT to take action on climate. And that led to MIT's Climate Action Plan in 2015, which led to the second thing that I want to say, which is that alumni can create something together. Dave Damlure, another alum, and I created something called ClimateX, which is at that time was a platform for climate learning, discussion, and collaboration. So combining what at that time was emerging educational technology and climate change. So edX for climate became ClimateX. And that is now MIT Climate. So it's MIT's climate portal. But we don't have to stop there. We can think really big. We can dream about creating a planetary operating system. I mean, MIT alums are everywhere on Earth. I think there are about 130,000 alums, probably in most of the major countries in the world. They're in influential positions. So can we come together to create a way of managing this planet in the 21st century? That's a big dream, and we should be able to dream that together. So those are the three thoughts I have, and I want to thank you once again for listening. And back to you, Sarah.
Thank you, Rajesh. Our first question relates to how you've been picturing a better world. What kind of vision, what sort of things? I mean, we have businesses and innovation for the people who are entrepreneurs. We have people who want to try and move policy along or help do planning. We also have people who do research. So if you would take this minute to please let us know which of the things you're most interested in and most concern you. We will base some of our discussion in between on what you've answered us. So a lot of people are concerned about influencing laws and policy. Right behind there, boy, we're always evenly split on all these things we should do, which is exactly why we want to use a big network and have groups form within the network who are working on the things that people are most interested in. So first, we're gonna ask one of our EESN members who leads a group on climate solutions. Tim Connors, are you there? Can you talk a little bit about what we've been doing to influence laws and policy and help decision makers decide how to operate?
Yeah, the MIT Alumni for Climate Solutions is a group of alumni that are contacting policymakers with regards to the climate challenge. We've been developing a power map of MIT alumni and are contacting policymakers to encourage and offer support as they make steps forward with policies that address greenhouse gas emissions and work to resolve the climate crisis. We meet every couple weeks to move ahead our work. And again, we primarily focus on members of Congress, but some people are also contacting policymakers at the state and local level. I'm going to go ahead and put my contact information in the Q&A. Back to you, Sarah.
Thank you. Yes, that's great. All of you should, who want to participate further, should put your names in, and we'll find your addresses if you're an alum, or you could put your address in there if you want to share it with everybody. We also will be writing to everyone after this, as a follow-up after this session, and we'll see where we can go from there. It turns out that we had 2 second place things. About 2 out of 5 people wanted to learn more about climate, energy, and sustainability, and 2 out of 5 also wanted to learn about innovations and startups. So actually, one of the webinars that's coming up, that's being planned by Andrea McGimshy, covers kind of both of those things. It's a webinar. It's one of our monthly education outreach things, all of which you can find on our website. But Andrea, if you would talk a little bit about what's coming up on a startup and a new business, please.
So hi, everyone. I'm Andrea McGimshy, class of 1987. And my best friend, we met when we were freshmen, works for a super cool company in Colorado, and they have a factory that they're building in Texas. And I talked her into doing this webinar. So on April 12th at 6 p.m., I'll be moderating a webinar about a renewable energy company founded by MIT alumni. We'll hear from this founder and CEO, and Lenore, who's one of his key employees. They've figured out how to drive down costs of wind energy with a technology that enables wind turbines to be built on site, which means that those gigantic pieces of equipment will no longer have to be transported from a factory to the field. And that solves a logistical and very expensive problem in that industry. So it's a great innovation and business story. And then we'll also be joined by another MIT grad who is a state senator in Colorado, and he's an expert on renewable energy policy. So we'll also talk about the larger picture. So I hope you'll be able to join us for this really cool webinar on April 12th at 6 p.m. Eastern time.
That's great. So that's one of them. That's super. So we have in here, Tim Connors has put more information in about contacting your members of Congress. And I'm getting mixed up in the questions, but that is super. So we do have a group, the Climate Solutions, who is trying to do more educational outreach. Turns out quite a few of our alums are climate reality trainers. That's the Al Gore group that is trying to let people know that climate change is going on and it's real. The En-ROADS program, which there's another session, perhaps some of you went to that. It's a simulation based on work by Professor John Sturman from MIT, who likes crowdsourcing things and using crowdsourced information. But it's a way that we can tell how much temperature increase will occur based on a different sets of climate policies. It's really fun to work with, and it's linked to our website. I believe it's linked on our EESN resources page. It's one of the things we're trying to do is to make resources available in a central place. MIT has a ton of climate related or sustainability related or environmentally related projects going on, and it's very hard to find them all sometimes. The climate portal, climate.mit.edu, which is the outcome of the ClimateX project Rajesh talked about, does have a lot of that information available. So anyway, I think that'll work pretty well. And for now, I think, well, I'm not sure how much time we have, but we have another poll that talks about how you would like to engage, or what's your vision of how you could contribute. And we'd love to have you do it as part of EESN's group. So this is another 1-minute poll, and please let us have your opinion here. Yep, work on a global group. Jumped way out ahead. You're an early answerer. Thank you. Again, we're mostly about trying to connect alums, and it really will take our alum groups and our combined interested alums to put our voices together or our heads together and try and get solutions. So that was actually the thing that came out. Number one in our second poll is to work in a group on a particular issue. There's a group who's working from the Club of Western New York and Club of Rochester, MIT clubs, who want to do electrification of vehicle fleets. So that's one thing. And as soon as we see 3 or 4 people interested in any particular kind of interest, we're going to try and connect you and see if you can work together. I want to also mention that just again, that we have ambassadors from all of these different groups, and it is a good way to try and just share information among all the groups. And also that way we'll be able to put it in our twice monthly emails that go out and get it up on the website. Now, of course, we could use a little more help with the website or Encompass, but that is a separate question. I was wondering if one of our participants, Kirki Kofiani, is on. Would you please let us know a little bit more about the ambassadors?
Hi, thank you, Sarah. I'm PhD 2013 and Master's 2009. Yes, the Ambassadors Group. So the Ambassadors Group is comprised by local volunteers. We form a global team and we meet every month to discuss about opportunities to bring the community together. The main ways to do that is each ambassador is gauging regional interests and is bringing ideas to the core team of EESN for events and also technologies of interest for either the environment, energy, and sustainability space. The reason we do that is to bring the community together and create a global team of like-minded people, and to get that information to the core team and help influence the webinar content. So we have a call next week. Our monthly call is on the 3rd week of each month. And if you're interested, please go to our website, and our emails are there for connecting with us. Would love to hear from you.
That's great. Thank you, Kirki. Amy, one of our liaisons at the Alumni Association, has put up a form that does talk about some of the kinds of volunteer things you can do, or you could put your name and your emails, if you choose to, in the Q&A, and we will be able to see who most of you are, so we can do follow-up letters, which will be good. And that's great. So particular issues, whether the ambassadors come up with ideas or whether we just hear from people, we definitely want to try and help support people getting together. And that is our purpose. I mean, the groups themselves are going to be doing most of the actions and most of the participation, but EESN itself as a clearinghouse for information, we hope that will make it work. I mean, it's so inspiring when we connect. I hope you will join us as an individual or in a group of interested alums. Any other Q&A questions that I can at least look at? How will we remove the CO2 we've already put in the atmosphere? Well, as you might have heard at the beginning of the show, MIT wants to do lots of carbon capture. Personally, I like the idea of restoring the ecosystems. They can take a heck of a lot of carbon out. And if we had all the Amazon back, we'd be taking a heck of a lot of carbon out of the atmosphere today that we have stuck there. So thank you very much. And I'm not sure it's quite time. Moana, do we have much more time here, or 2 minutes? Okay. So I'm glad we've heard from Max and Frank and Lloyd it's really great that you guys have been here. Hopefully you guys are on the mailing list and you have been getting some of our emails, but if not, go to the participate page on our website and see if you can sign up. If you can't sign up, write to alumnienergy@mit.edu, or there's a new email also, EESN info, and we will try and be sure to get you on that mailing list. Very exciting to have you all here tonight. It'll be so much fun to be a bigger group who can do a lot more things. Thank you. And thank you, Rajesh and crew who've stepped in tonight.
Right. And I just want to, again, reiterate, thank you to the crew, to Sarah, and there's obviously many ways to get involved and get engaged with EESN. So I encourage you to stay connected. There's a lot more work ahead where MIT alumni can really make a difference. So thank you and have a good evening.